Jesus is on the cross and he's hanging between two criminals. And one of the criminals represents that bad student that we just talked about. He says, if you are, I'm going to break it down in our terms so you can understand. He says, listen, you're a social media influencer. I done seen you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the things. When I sign in, I see you and I know that you doing all of these things. You showing up at people's parties and they running out of stuff and you making sure that they got it. People dying, you showing up at their funeral. They done paid $15,000 to get buried, but you showing up at their funeral and you're causing them to live again. So I done seen you. So if you are who you say you are, if it's not just a filter, if it's not just a fake, if it's not just a ploy, why don't you get yourself down? And when you get yourself down, get me and my boy down too. But the other one, he checks him real quick. He says, have you lost your mind? We are up here because of our behavior. We were not welcome on the trip because of our behavior. We're up here for a reason. We've messed up, we've jacked up, we've hurt people, and we are up here for a reason. But this man has not done anything wrong, and he's up here. Well, he then turns his attention to Jesus, and when he turns his attention to Jesus, he says, listen, I know that I messed up. I know why I'm up here. I know that I don't deserve to go with you, so I'm not going to ask to go with you. Can you just remember me when you go to your kingdom? Remember me, kingdom. Now, you've got to pay close attention to words. I am a word person. If you tell me you're going to show up at my house at 3 o'clock, at 2:58, I am standing at the front door looking out the window because I don't want you to have to wait. I am a word person, but you got to pay close attention to words because he says, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus responds and says, today you'll be with me in paradise. Now, remember me, kingdom. With me, paradise. Well, I'm here to tell somebody today, we don't get to decide where it is we're going. We don't get to decide what it is that we're going to learn. We don't get to decide what hell we're going to face. We're in this life and we're living. We're walking and we're going. And while we're doing our thing, we see some struggles. We see some troubles. We're in our space of hell. We're in our space of learning. And we see over here, we see sickness. Sickness is reaching for us. We done got sick. We done went to the hospital. But at the end of the story, it can't snatch us and pull us over. We come on this side and we see poverty. Poverty is reaching. It's trying to touch us. Folk done lost houses and cars. Folk done lost this and that. But at the end of the story, it can't touch me. There's a gulf that separates. It separates me from my feelings. It separates me from the mental institution. It separates me from suicide. It separates me from depression. And no matter how many times it reaches for me, no matter how many times it comes upon me, it can't take me over. I'm just here to learn something. I'm just here to understand what it looks like so I can tell my brother and sister, this is how you get out of this. I can reach my hand and pull you out because now I know what it takes to survive. I've survived the worst seasons of my life. I didn't choose to be here. I didn't choose this trip. I didn't choose to be lied on. I didn't choose to be talked about. I didn't choose to be cheated. I didn't choose to be mistreated. But at the end of the day, I'm learning something.